What's up? This is Marco back down on the Stage of Soccer channel, and today I'm going to be talking about the Sunday games from Matchweek 5 of the Premier League. I'm going to go in order. I'm going to put some timestamps in the description if you just want to get to your favorite team. But here we go. We're starting off with Sheffield United against Fulham. They drew 1-1, and it was a game that I think both teams will take because they have been struggling this year, but obviously both teams wanted the win. But good for them to both get off of 0, I guess. So for Sheffield, I want to say that Sander Berge was looking really good today. I have been kind of hyping up this year, but I was honestly going into this game getting ready to criticize him because I've really been seeing him play pretty passively this year. Like, he'd just be more accepting. He wouldn't try to get into the game. And this was especially clear in the Norway-Serbia game if you saw that over the international break. But today he was looking really good. He's getting on the ball. He's making good runs. He really made his presence felt. And that was a great game from Burge today, and I really hope to see more of this in the future. Then continuing on for Sheffield, I think Basham was looking good today. He fits the system really well, and honestly, I'm not sure why they substituted him off at the end, but hey, he's a good player. I thought that Ramsdale was looking pretty good as well, and Sharp put away a good penalty. But that's really about it for Sheffield. They were getting a couple more chances than Fulham today, I'd say, but it wasn't that great of a performance. John Egan was good as well, I guess. But, yeah, for the negatives, Ollie McBurney was not having a good game. He was missing a lot of chances, and with Brewster and Oliver Burke just being signed, you have to wonder if he's going to be able to keep his place. Then, obviously, Max Lowe went off with a concussion. That sucks to see. Robinson went back in, and he later gave away a penalty, which thankfully for him wasn't converted. I'm still not sure why Ethan Ampadu isn't coming on for him. I mean, I really think that Ampadu's skill set fits this system better than Robinson does, and I think he's a better quality player, but I mean, it didn't even work out, so can't even say that. I don't know why Ampadu's not in. Maybe there's something I'm not seeing. Well, obviously, I'm not a manager, but hey, it's something I noticed. And also, I really want to see more from Enda Stevens and Baldock on the fullback side. They were pretty good last year, and this year I don't know, they're just there. They aren't impacting the game enough, and honestly, especially with them making the signings of Lowe and Bogle, you would have expected them to take their game up with a bit more of a competition around them, but they really haven't. They've regressed, if anything. Maybe teams are planning for them more, but not the greatest performance by them. Okay, so for Fulham, I think this was a very good performance by them and great. It wasn't a great performance, but it's good for them in the long run, I'd say. You saw a lot of positives in this game that you can take going forward. So, start off with some of those good positives. A couple of new signings for them. Tawson Adarabayo, and I'm sure I pronounced that name right, I looked it up, but he had a very good debut. He's looking really composed on the ball, great defensively. I think that I've been talking about Fulham needing to sign a center back for a while. I think he's the guy for them that could really impact them. Then Lookman, he was great. He had a great solo goal, and he was being creative this entire game. Also, Anguissa, I still think he's a very solid player. I'm really looking forward to seeing him play some more. And Ruben Loftus-Cheek was pretty quiet for this debut. I think that he'll be able to get back to the form that he was at when he went out on loan at Crystal Palace and later got into the England squad for it. But not the greatest debut today, but I'm hopeful for him. Also, Areola, I thought he was good in net, but he did fumble away the set piece that led to a penalty. Then for a couple of negatives, I said a couple weeks ago that Mamadou Sakho might have had the worst game of the year for a team. Mitrovic might have his is up there with that. He missed a penalty. He was missing a lot of chances. He gave away a penalty. He's obviously a great or a Premier League level player, but geez, this was not a good game for him. And Calviero on the wing, he was not playing well as well. I feel like every one of his touches was going backwards and inside. Like, it was very weird to watch. Like, I don't know what he was exactly trying to do. He didn't get anything really go in this game. I don't think he was that good, but Fulham, they obviously would have won the 3 points, but their new signings looked good. You could see some promise in the team from this game, and I think they'll be satisfied with it. For a man of the match for this game, I got to go with Lookman. Amazing goal. He was looking creative throughout the game, and looks like he'll be a great signing for this year for Fulham. So for the next game, Crystal Palace and Brighton tied 1-1. We're going to start things off with Crystal Palace. There really isn't too much to say for them. They got a goal early, tried to defend for the rest of the game, and end up getting a draw. So they got a penalty off of Andros Townsend cross, and Andros Townsend has been involved in a lot of goals this year. I think this is his 4th, which, isn't a lot when looking at the rest of the league, but he's really overperforming this year or overachieving, and I feel like we should take note of that. He's been pretty good this year. Batshuayi was the guy who won the penalty technically. It was pretty soft by Lamptey. I'm not completely sure it was a penalty, but they'll take it. Wilfred Zaha put it away. Aside from that, I thought Jeffrey Schlupp was looking good. He was getting forward well. He was helping out Tyreek Mitchell. Tyreek Mitchell, I've been pretty critical of him, but he had a decent game today. He was dealing with Lamptey pretty well. I thought he was pretty good. Jairo Riedewald had a great game. Defending very well. His passing is great. I really hope that Crystal Palace is able to keep him until Roy retires or moves on, because I think that he has a lot of potential for this team. If he gets unleashed, he could be very good in this league. And I thought the defense was pretty good. Obviously, Ward made that mistake at the end that led to the goal, but Kouyaté was looking very good. He's been playing really well at center back this year. Gary Cahill as well. But good performance. I would have liked them to just tactically have gone for it a little bit more, especially in the rivalry game, but yeah, they didn't really go for it, and they didn't end up getting the draw, or they didn't end up getting the win, so I have to wonder if this is a success for them or not. Obviously, would have liked to beat Brighton, but it was a performance, I guess. So for Brighton, a couple of negatives just to get out of the way. Tyreek Lamptey gave away the penalty. I don't think he was as involved as he has been in the past this game. And Dunk had the red card at the end. You'd assume Ben White would just go back to the defense to fill in for him, but yeah, it's a really stupid decision. He knew it as soon as it happened, and he can't be doing stuff like that. Honestly, just for Brighton in general, I think this was the worst performance of the year for them. Even though it's only the second time they've gotten points out of 5 games. They played United really well, they played Chelsea well, they played Everton pretty well. This game was not that good for them. I think that Basuna and Solly March were looking all right. And Lallana had a couple decent passes. Mupai wasn't looking that good either. And Trossard was very quiet as well. The attack in general really wasn't getting into the game that much. It was good defensive performance by Crystal Palace just until the end where McAllister, or as my autocorrect put it, Mick All-Star, great name for him. Keeps it up, that'll be his nickname from me. He got that equalizer, great goal, but it was not the greatest performance by both teams. If I had to pick a man of the match for today, it'd probably be Jairo Riedewald from Crystal Palace. I thought he was defending very well, his passing was great. He had a nice ball to Batshuayi that was just a little bit offsides, but really could have been an equalizer. Great result, great performance by him, and yeah, just alright results around the league. So, next game we had Harry Kane and Heung-min Son tying West Ham 3-3. So, opening 15 minutes was really good for Kane and Son. You had Son finish off a really nice pass by Harry Kane. Son beat a man, and he was able to put in a goal. And then later, Son repaid Kane. He assisted him off of it was a bit of a team move, and then Son put one into Kane. And then Harry Kane finished off a header from a cross. I'm not sure where that cross came from. It wasn't Son, but it just got in the air. He was able to finish it off. So Kane and Son, good performance. They led in 3 goals, but it's only those 2, so you can't really judge them too much. So on to West Ham, and, terrible start, great finish. 15 bad minutes, 15 good minutes. That's all you can say. Their defense got ripped apart by Kane and Son, and honestly, you can't even hold that against them. That just happens at this point. But then everything changed really once Balbuena put in that goal off the set piece. after that, Sanchez was able to get an own goal in, or Sanchez hitting an own goal, and then Lanzini finished things off with a screamer. I think that the subs really helped West Ham. I think it was Yarmolenko came on, and I'm forgetting who else came on right now. Obviously Lanzini, someone else, but hey, it really showed the potential that this team can have. You know, when I look at this West Ham team, there's honestly a really good amount of talent on this team. It just hasn't all came together yet, but this is the type of performance that they can have, and it's just good to know. Aside from that being serious for the Tottenham players, Bale made his debut. Obviously, they didn't lose because of him, but kind of funny that it went from 3-0 to 3-3 when he came on. Probably should have scored one, but honestly, I'm not holding that against him too much. The biggest concern was he really looked like he had lost a good step of pace, but you know, it was such a short performance, you can't judge too much. The defense, obviously, they got to be disappointed seeing the set piece. Both of them were off of set pieces, actually. Poor clearance on the equalizer, and on the opener for West Ham, it was just lost track of Balbuena. Yeah, it's got to be disappointing, and yeah, for Tottenham, this is the second game that they've just lost right at the end, and that's 4 points that they're down, and I think that they'd be in the top two, definitely. They might even be on top if they were able to hold on to these leads, but hey, they didn't, so can't talk about it that much. Man of the match for this one, can't give it to anybody on West Ham, really. I think I have to go with Harry Kane. Just 3 goal involvements, didn't do too much. I think he hit the post later on, and he's actually defending pretty well, surprisingly, but yeah, good performance by him. So the last game of the day, we had Aston Villa beat Leicester 1-0, and Aston Villa is still perfect on the year, and I have no idea how, but hey, they defended really well. You know, going into the season, defense was the big question mark for them, and hey, they were able to get things going. I do really like Tyrone Mings. I think that he's a beast at the back, throwback defender. I didn't think that Matty Cash, I said this before, I didn't think that Matty Cash signing would be the thing that elevated this Villa defense, but hey, it looks like it is. So he's still doing well. Target had a pretty good game. Konsa was playing well. I saw a bunch of Villa fans were just really impressed with the defense. Jack Grealish, he was playing great today. He was setting up a lot of chances, and he has been on it this year. The attack wasn't that great aside from him. Trezeguet wasn't involved as much. Watkins couldn't get too much going. I did like Douglas Luiz today. He got a start for Brazil over the international break, which is amazing for an Aston Villa player. I don't think... I wonder when Aston Villa fans last thought they'd have a chance to sign a guy who's starting for Brazil. Maybe back when they won the European Cup, but jeez. And Ross Barkley, he didn't play the best today, but he had a great goal for the winner, and you got to be happy with that. So for Leicester, I don't want to say criticize them too much because they're obviously missing Vardy and Cianchu, and Pereira's not back yet. He should be back soon. And Didi, Madison's not back to full fitness yet, but this is the type of game that you really need to win if you want to push for top 4. But just kind of disappointing. I really would have liked to see Tielemans, Barnes, and Madison especially play a little bit better. They didn't have the worst games, but Harvey Barnes was playing great to start this year, and I was really hoping he'd be able to keep that going, but not the greatest performance by him. Tielemans couldn't get too much going, and Madison, when he came on, he was lively, but he wasn't able to really make a good chance for them. I thought their defense was pretty solid, especially given the circumstances. Fofana had a decent debut, and I think that Castagne was probably their best player, or Castagna was their best player. He was getting forward pretty well, and he was dealing with Grealish all right throughout the game. Also, Islam Slimani played. I could have sworn they sold him 2 years ago. I guess that was just a loan or something, but hey, decent to see. Yeah, that's about it for every game today. I'm going to get the Monday games out later today. It's halftime of the West Brom game when I'm recording this. But yeah, that's about all I have. See you.